Hello everyone, I'm Akshay and welcome back to the United Talk. There's some interesting news regarding the Manchester United ownership, because as we all know this has been going for past 2 months, and now this is really exhausting and quite frustrating also, because now there's some news that Qatar Investment and Sir Jim and there are some other investors who are not, their bids are not that big what actually Glazers were expecting. And we all know this very clearly, that Glazers were expecting 6 billion for Manchester United, and this is quite inflated as per the reports. And this is coming from Rob Dawson from espn. He's an espn journalist, and this is coming from Rob Dawson that the bids from the Qatar Investment and from other bidders is not that high that actually Glazers were expecting. But that doesn't mean they are not gonna sell it. They are little bit reluctant. I think it's kind of a hyping up the bidding war, hyping up the bidding price. I'm still in 95% sure that they're gonna sell it. I'm still a little bit doozy on that 5% because it's Glazers. You never know what they're gonna do in the future. But right now it's quite obvious that they are willing to sell the club. It's just that they are asking prices around 6 billion, and I think so. The Qatar investment would be around 5.4, 5.5 billion, and Sir Jim would be much lower than that, maybe around 5, and that is not matching up to the expectation, the Glazers' expectation. And finally, there's some speculation that the Glazers might be planning a third bid round just to make that bidding war a little bit more interesting. And I'm really frustrated by that. I'm really exhausted. I'm really angry and furious about this, because the longer it takes, the longer it takes for the ownership to get transferred to Qatar or Sir Jim or any other person, the shorter time we'll be having to build this club again. Because remember, we are already, this is the end of March, April is already here, we still don't have any owners, and if there is another round for that bidding war, then it's gonna surely mean that it's gonna take at least couple of weeks, or it may be more than that. And if that's gonna happen, then I'm really sad to say this, because there was also some news regarding the transfer things from Rob Dawson only, that Erik ten Hag is very keen to build this Manchester United legacy over what he has already done in this past 1 year. Not exactly 1 year, but almost an year. And he's quite happy with the squad. He still wants multiple signings and a top class striker before pre-season. So that's quite understandable, because he wants to make strategies, he wants to build his squad just the way he wants, and he needs signings, and those signings will only be possible if we get a new owner by the mid of April. If it's gonna because remember, the Old Trafford needs investment, the squad needs investment, the structure of the management, every single thing that Manchester United has right now under the Glazers, it's gonna be reinvested. Many people will be reinstated, many will be hired, and everything will be like from the scratch. So you need at least a month for that, and for that we need to have a new owner by the mid-April, not more than that. Because if this is gonna escalate a little bit more, if this is gonna take a little bit more than 15th of April, or more than couple of weeks, it's gonna be really exhausting, and it's gonna be really furious for us as fans, and for Ten Hag as well. Because remember, Rashford right now is one of the key players of Erik ten Hag's rebuild. He has been on scintillating form, he has been in exceptional run of form, and right now he will be out of contract. He'll just be having that 1 year contract extension that we have, and he won't be signing any other contract. This has been clear. He needs to know whether Glazers will be staying or leaving. And this is also coming from ESPN that many contract extensions and many other players who are not deemed as Man United rebuild squad, they're gonna be their future is gonna lie in the still, because the new owners, if the Qatar is the new owner, they won't be willing to work with the deadwood. Let's use the clinical term deadwood. So that's interesting, but remember, we need new owners as soon as possible. And this is on the sort of potential bidding war stuff. Now I'm going to really talk about another interesting thing that's coming from Duncan Castle, he has been quite reliable, not exactly reliable on every other scenario, but he has been quite reliable in the back in the past, but not in the back. That's going to be really different if he's reliable in the back. I'm not judging, but again, moving on. The point is, Duncan Castle stated this quite in the last evening show, maybe a day before that. But he actually went ahead and mentioned this, that the Qatar investment have a different plan for Manchester United, because they are actually looking Manchester United and PSG as a network of clubs, and they'll be making these clubs great again, but they are willing to making it work like a network. And by network, I mean, remember what Man City did with the Melbourne club and the New York FC. Sort of, they are trying to make that deal. They are trying. So, first of all, we are not the first ones who will be doing this stuff. So again, that's not a very interesting thing, because I really don't like the idea, because as far as this idea goes, the point is that the Qatar investment, the QSI, will actually make Sporting Braga from the Portuguese league. They're gonna make them develop couple of players, and if they are good enough, they'll be after gaining some experience, they'll be shifted on to either PSG or Manchester United. I really don't like that idea. First of all, I think that's gonna eliminate that the free transfer window, because if we do this, and but because we are not the first one doing this. Remember, Man City have already done it. If we are actually doing this, maybe some other clubs are also in the favor of doing that, because kind of like networking football is the future of football. It seems like it. I'm pretty much confident about this, that UEFA or Premier League, nobody's gonna resist against that. And if that's gonna happen, what if Arsenal goes on to make a network with any other Italian giant, or maybe Sporting, any other a Spain team, La Liga team, whatever. Spurs have a very good relation with Real Madrid. So what if that happens and we want to sign some Real Madrid player, but because the Real Madrid has a feeding relationship with the Spurs or the Arsenal, then automatically that player will goes on and plays for Arsenal. Whether even if we are willing to sign on a humongous transfer amount, because remember what happened with Sesko. We wanted Sesko, Chelsea wanted Sesko, but the asking price that Salzburg, I think he was in Salzburg, the asking price Salzburg were demanding was around 40 million. And remember what happened. Nobody was willing to pay 40 million for Sesko, and then they sold it to Leipzig for around 24 million, almost the half of the asking price, because they have a feeding relationship. Salzburg players can play for Leipzig players can play for Salzburg. So that sort of networking, I think it's gonna eliminate the free transfer market scenario. But right now, if that's the way it goes, if that's the way to go with Qatar, I'll be okay with it. I'm not saying I'm happy with it, but I won't be like resisting the fact that yes, we need a new owners, and I want Qatar to be that owner, because let's face it, we need investment. We need $1 billion investment, and that can only be possible by Qatar, and we really need that. And secondly, I'm not in the favor of this, because another sort of Champions Club team, PSG, is involved in it. Because what if Sporting Braga has developed an amazing talent and sort of like a great goalkeeper or a striker or a centre back or a midfielder, and we are in dire need of striker, and we want that striker, but again PSG comes in between and says that we are also the feeding club and we want that striker, although they won't be winning anything besides the Farmers League, but still that's gonna create a little bit of conundrum between Manchester United and PSG, because they will be both acting as the Qatar investment groups and as a network of clubs. So that is quite confusing and quite of conflicting between the two parties. But again, this is all just speculation. This is all coming from Duncan Castle. Like I said, he has been quite reliable in some cases, not in everyone. But let's see what happens if Qatar buys, if the Qatar's bid of around 5.4, 5.5 billion is accepted, or if they bid more than that. and if that's accepted, and then this super league sort of networking league is in the wheels, we'll see, talk about that too. But right now, let's just hope first of all that we get new owners, because we really need new owners. I'm sick and tired of coming onto YouTube and talking about this endless charade of Glazers selling the club or not selling the club, or reluctant or excited. I'm sick and tired of talking about this. Frankly, I'm really happy that the international break is almost over. Just a couple of days and we'll be having football matches. We have Champions League too. So kind of like, I'm happy with that, but more than that, I'm just sick and tired of all this crap of Glazers being reluctant, or they are asking for more than that. But anyways, enough for today. Thanks for tuning in, watching the show. Please keep supporting the channel. Please, give it a thumbs up, press the bell icon, subscribe to the channel. That's the usual stuff that, I usually go up with. Until then, please take care of yourself. I'm not wearing the jersey right now. I'm so sorry for that. So I'm not going to go glory, Man United like every time. But right now, I'm just going to say, let's hope that we get new owners, and then the glory is back to Man United. We are back. We should be back where we belong, right? Winning the Champions League, winning Premier League. But until that happens, let's just try and be supportive of Manchester United, like we have always done that. Please take care of yourselves. Bye bye.